letting everyone know that we're going to be recording for those folks who can't make it this afternoon. Thank you everyone for coming. I'm sure some other people will trickle in. People told me that they were going to come a little later. I am super grateful for everybody's time. So grateful for the businesses that we have and for the mayor pro temp, and our county council, District 1 chief of staff. Thank you. Oh, hey, Jewel. Welcome. Come on in. There you are. We're going to get started here, but I just wanted to remind folks that the purpose of these discussions is to have a back and forth with your elected officials, to be an opportunity for inputs from the public in person. Often we have an opportunity to write in for public comment or present at a city council session. I'm trying to give an additional opportunity to be able to provide a heads up on the many programs that are happening. There's always a various number of topics that happen across the city. Some of the big priorities that we've heard in the past are talking about some of the programming that's coming up, but also some of the economic development in the district. So we're really excited to have some of the businesses that make up North College Park's District 1 here with us today. But before we fully get started, I'm going to turn it over to my colleagues who have taken the time to kind of give opening remarks. I will note that my colleague, Councilmember Hugh, has joined us online. He's having a bit of a struggle with his health, but he is championing through, and we're really grateful to have you here, Alan. Thank you. But let me start off with passing the mic over to our mayor, Father Kabir.
All right, thank you, Jacob. Sorry, Councilmember Hernandez.
Jacob is fine. We're not in council, so
for hosting us. It's wonderful to see the community in one place, and thank you all for coming. Nice to see you. Time. My voice is not very strong. So I'm not going to take a lot of time, just to say a few things. Some of the updates. I know there will be fantastic, some exciting updates coming in that's happening in District 1. Things like the North College Park Community Center and the new trail system that is going to go from north of North College Park, which is from Sunnyside neighborhood, to the Bellsville area on Rhode Island Avenue. And I know our district one county council members office, Michelle García, is here. Thank you. She is going to give some updates, and those exciting updates. I don't want to steal the show from her, but I'm going to talk about two main things. The one is the Route 1 construction that is coming, and we will be seeing some community meetings happening. So as you have seen, Route 1 means Baltimore Avenue, right? So there's a quite a nice upgrade that happened south of 193 Greenbelt Road in the South College Park in the university area. But there is a plan to extend that to the north side, meaning this area in District 1 in North College Park, going all the way up to Beltway and even Bellsville area. So that project has been funded for planning and design. About $1 million has been funded. So I'm working with Jim Rosapello, our senator, the 21st delegation, the state senator, to have a community meetings that is coming very soon. And just to get the input, what do you like to see? Do you like to see the same thing that's happened in the south of 193 on Route 1, or something different? Maybe some changes. So that is coming. The other thing I'd like to talk about, and you probably heard, this is not a good news, that the Bellsville Agricultural Research Center, BARC, has been, basically the USDA has decided to discontinue operation there. They have decided to vacate that facility, and that is a big impact, that will cause big impact, because of there are, I believe, about 2,600 jobs are at stake. They're impacted negatively, and because and many of them actually who work there, actually they are community members who live in North College Park and College Park area. So their jobs will be impacted, and And many of them actually go to, when they work, they come to our businesses. So our businesses will be losing those customers. And this is a top class research center in the nation, in the actual world. So this will be a big loss, not only for our local areas, but also for the entire country. The reason I'm asking this, and thank you, Councilmember Hernandez's office for sending out emails, alerts that they're asking us to send a letter to USDA asking them not to close this facility. So there is a comment period which will go until August 26th, and I will I'll let Ms. García to give more information on how to send emails. So I will stop there unless you have
Will that also be sent out via the city email?
Yeah, we talked about that. Our staff will be sending some alerts to the community as well. Thank you.
What makes you think that anybody in the city of College Park, Belco, or whatever, has got anything to say against Trump? No one can stop them.
Yeah, so they're
Yeah.
I know they're asking us to give us input, so this is an opportunity for us from the Four Cities Coalition, from the City of College Park, Greenbelt, Byron Heights, and Carlton. We sent a letter.
Greenbelt is gonna be buying some of that land so they can stay green. But I'm just saying, for the rest of us, we can't stop Trump. Look what he's done to so many people. I mean, he's just run over.
And we can get into that here in a second. We've got a number
I'm
of.
just saying that there's no way to stop what they call progress.
I think even in like what we're doing all here is we're showing up, we're trying, we're doing our best to be involved members in the process. And
But Jacob, only 10% are left in the state of Maryland.
sure, I'm gonna leave that to the county
I
council
know,
person's
I'm just
office.
saying, 90% have left to go to the Midwest or West, whatever.
That's a larger discussion, but we have to do what we can do. I know our options are limited, but we have to do whatever we can.
I do want to try to get through all the topics here, so just want to make sure that everyone knows we've got some snacky snacks, sponsored by Trader Joe's. But Mayor Pro Temp, yeah. Oh no, just like hello.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Denise Mitchell. I am the Mayor Pro Temp, and I also represent District 4, which is the western part of College Park, which is off of Medicine Rock Road and comes up. Go down to Fisher Springs, Fisher Ford. And I have lived in City College Park since 1975 as a resident. And I have served on the council since 2009. And it's truly always a pleasure to come here to District 1 to talk to you about items that are important to you. And definitely want to hear from you tonight in regards to how do you think we should move this city forward collectively together. So later on, I will be talking briefly about a proposal about annexation, how that would look like for the city, and I hope to garner your feedback in regards to that. And I also want to thank my colleague, Councilmember Hernandez, for inviting me tonight. Truly appreciate it.
We got to hear from everyone, and Mayor Pro Temp Mitchell is the vice mayor, the number 2 mayor, and Mayor Kabir, right? This is like the senior executive portion of the council. I want to make sure that Councilmember Hugh gets a chance to do an opening remark. Him and I share representing the District of College Park, District 1. Alec?
Yes, hi. Forgive my absence. I have injured my foot, and I am very mobile challenged. But if I've been kind of quiet in the last couple of weeks. I've been away at conferences, 2 conferences back to back. The first one was for the National League of Cities. I sit on 2 committees, the University Community Commission and the Energy, Environment, and Natural Resources Committee. The latter focused on, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, a little message popped up with problem with Zoom. And we were editing and improving, strengthening multiple environmental policies that we'll be bringing before this administration in the spring. And the other conference was for the leadership of the AAPI elected officials. So this was a unique second annual leadership conference where all elected officials of the AAPI, Asian Pacific Islander descendants, everyone from education board all the way up to legislators, legislators and senators, everybody in between were there. And I was very fortunate to be invited to this, and they sponsored me on my conference and hotel there. So it was a real privilege to be a part of that conversation of how we can improve our caucus going forward in the country. The other thing I wanted to mention, this coming Monday, Carol Magnus and I will be graduating from the Sheriff's Office Citizens Police Academy. Yes. This will be my third Citizens Police Academy, first being the Prince George's County, second being the University of Maryland, now the Sheriff's Office, and on my goal for the spring will be the Parks Police. And I'm doing this all for community safety, and because we don't have our own police force, and we do contract officers from the county, and we utilize the University of Maryland Police. The Sheriff's Office has a presence in our city, and the Park Police also operates within our city. I think it's important that we understand the full functions of each of them and how we can utilize which one and when, and explain on how they may or not reply depending on how things go through the chain. So I really value these things. Other than that, we are hoping to hear from our residents about those who are faced by the hardships of the USDA shutting down and other federal government agencies in this area that may impact our residents. That we do have money set aside in our budget to address those concerns once we realize how we can help. So please pass forward, your stories, your neighbors' stories, anybody that you think that can use our help. We want to be able to find a way to assist our residents. And I'll leave it with that.
Thank you, Alan. And then Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle Garcia. I am Chief of Staff to County Councilmember Tom Dernoga, and he represents North College Park, Laurel, Beltsville, and the line on the county level. So thanks for having me.
All right. Okay. Thank you, everyone. I saw some people come in. We got snacky snacks, some soda water, and some juice, and some popcorn, and some cookies, and no plates. Sorry, guys, I couldn't find them. All right. So I saw that Sumit is here. We're gonna start off by, if we can do next slide, please, Mehak. And then I'm gonna promote you to be able to speak there, Sumit. And if you don't mind just telling the residents here a little bit about yourself and the business itself and where it's located. I put the address on there and the brand. But yeah, over to you, sir.
Thank you. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. So yeah, my name is Sumit Kaneja. With me is my wife. Her name is Nidhi Kaneja. I'm an alumni of College Park. I graduated and I did my bachelor's in computer science in 2001, did master's in software engineering in 2005. Been in Maryland native, since forever. I immigrated from India back in 96. So been in Maryland since then. It's been a journey for me because I was in federal workspace for 20 years. I worked for the U.S. Census Bureau. And, last year I took retirement because I do a lot of IT work. I'm in data. And my wife is, is also works for the federal government. And we came up with this concept of samosas and spirits because there was a Class B license available, which which had this mix of food and the drinks together. And we thought, we can probably come up with something which we can make it into a franchise. And there's nothing better than looking into this, in the College Park area where I kind of grew up. And that's where we are. So my wife is a good cook, I got to say that in front of her. She is like, let's start with something small with a cafe and see how our samosas can pick the market. And we have an elaborated menu of kind of like Taste of India with some snacks. And then we are giving knowledge about food pairing of, what wine works with meat and what samosa would be good with a Pinot Noir or a Chardonnay. And then we have events for community on Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays to kind of come in and, first enjoy our food and take a look at what wines work with it and take it home. So that's where we are.
Could you explain or give a little bit better information as to physically where you're located? I mean, Baltimore Avenue is a large avenue.
Yes, so no, very good question. I prepared a presentation. I'm not sure if I'm able to share it, but if you can allow me to share, I can kind of show you where we are. But we are right in the same complex as Buffalo Wild Wings and where the Chipotle is at on Route 1, right across IKEA. Camden Apartments, behind us. I guess now, we're right next to Verizon on Baltimore Avenue.
Okay, thank you.
And we would love for each one of you to come by, and samosas are on me, and and enjoy the flavor of India and give your feedback, and we would be delighted to host all of you.
Thank you so much. And I also promoted Nidhi to be able to speak if she had any comments or if she'd like to say something to the audience.
Yes,
Thank you
please.
for the opportunity. Thank you for the opportunity. This is Nidhi Khaneja. I think Sumit covered it all. But yes, I do want to take an opportunity to invite all of you. Come by. As Sumit said, we are very passionate about what we are doing, embracing Indian culture, promoting diversity here. Come try our food and have a drink on us too. So over to you.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions for our presenters of this small business? I'm pretty sure this is the very first restaurant that we have, or at least, I guess, vendor of food that we've had in a while. Added to College Park, definitely the first Class B license that's been issued. I just wanted to give them the opportunity to be able to speak with you all. They did come before council requesting a license to sell on Sundays. Most, as you know, most liquor stores around the city have the opportunity to sell on Sundays. But if you guys had any concerns, questions, suggestions, I wanted to give them the opportunity to present it. And did you have any other requests, Sumit?
No, I just want to say we're not here just to sell. We are here to serve, right? And we want to be part of the community. We like Nidhi said, right? We want to promote diversity and cultural inclusion. We want to become a member of multiple civic associations. I've already kind of engaged myself with that. We are very thrilled to be part of the College Park events. There was an event on Tuesday. There is a night out tomorrow, which we will be attending. Anything that we can do to be engaged with the College Park Community Association, we are going to be the active members. And of course, we have also reached out to the Office of Economic Development. Anything we can do, we have already kind of affiliated ourselves with the Lions Club and the Boy Scout Club in the College Park Woods area. So we are here. It's the Samosa and Spirits, not just a place. We want to make it into a hub for connection. So please, we are here to empower everyone else to kind of come in and see how, we can all come together as a community and help each other out.
Thank you so much. Does anyone have any other additional questions? Yes, go ahead. Connor?
Yes, actually, I was wondering, when did y'all open? I mean, I've seen the wine and spirits sign before, but I didn't actually know that, you had a samosa sort of selling place.
So it's kind of funny that the way the license is. Yeah, we opened 2 months ago. And we still haven't done our grand opening. We're hoping to do that sometime in September. But the reason why we had to kind of put the wine and spirits, because the samosas and spirits would have made it look like it's another bar. And that's why we have our the samosas is the cafe in the back. Again, I have a good presentation which kind of show all the pictures, but we would love to have you guys over. There's not just the samosas, but there's a lot of Indian appetizers that goes along with the drinks. So it's like on and off concept. And we also kind of shied away from kind of opening a bar. So even though we have the license to be on and off that people can drink, we just allow people to enjoy their food, and you can drink up to 2 beer, just so that people don't get carried away with the food and drinks. But you can definitely buy the drinks. But in terms of what we're trying to do is promote more of our food in the cafe.
Yes, Phil.
What is a samosa?
Very nice, good question. It's kind of like the pupusas in the in the Spanish community. It's kind of filled with crispy potatoes, peas, and it has a lot of herbs. And we have different types of fillings. So samosa is really like the patty or the puffs. We call the vegetable puffs. Similarly, we have something called bread pakoras. There are different kind of settings. We have gluten-free, non-gluten-free. We have something called tiki, which is more, it's all around potato, herbs, peas, and kind of blended together.
Hey, I'm a vegetarian. Sounds good.
Everything we have is vegetarian at the moment.
I'll be there.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for the opportunity for making us present in front of you all. We would love to have your support, and please come on by.
Thank you. Honestly, it's wonderful to have you. Please come on. It's wonderful to have you, and thank you just so much for making the time to speak to the community.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
We're gonna turn over to the next slide, and before, Ms. Sarah and Ms. Najjar, Ms. Saab and Ms. Najjar. I want to tell you a little bit about them. They are the new business owners for the not called the Saab property, but the property. And I'll let them give you the name. I'm sorry, that's my mistake. But the property, the commercial property that's on the northwest corner of Edgewood and Rhode Island. I have heard many, and I've been very public about this. Many concerns from the community, and I just want to make sure I address it like straight up from the very beginning. I've always been that kind of person. There's a lot of concerns that the community has raised. I want to ask and remind everyone to please be respectful. These are business owners who have made time to come and speak to the residents of our community, and I want to give them the opportunity to feel welcome. So over to Ms. Saab, Ms. Najjar. You guys can come up here. You guys can come here. Come on, Tom. Here.
Actually, let me go over there. I can take this.
Stand.
Oh, okay.
We're sitting the whole time.
Okay.
I'll sit.
Hey.
First of all, I'm Sarah. And I'm Miranda. And I want to say thank you for giving us an opportunity to come and talk to everyone. The first thing I would like to say is please remember, we are the new owners. So we understand. I know you have many concerns, and rightfully so. We are two people. We are not a company or a huge conglomerate that has attained the shopping center. We inherited from our father who passed earlier this year, and he wasn't in the country or away, to see what was going on. Since we have taken it over, we put over $100,000 of our own money in refacing it. And all I can say is I ask you to be patient with us because we're gonna do the best we can. And since taking it over, we've done more in the few months than has been done in the past 20 years. It was very difficult getting in touch with everyone who was supposedly maintaining the center. My husband just went down on yesterday actually, met with the landscaper, went over everything, a new landscaper, because the old one was supposed to be cleaning trash, trimming, maintaining everything. I don't blame you, yes, because we had the same reaction. Also, we do not live close by. We live further out than Annapolis. So we weren't aware. They're supposed to start Monday with a team of people cleaning up. We're gonna get the parking lot paved. Also, keep in mind the tenants there were not always paying rent. So it's not like, we're doing the best we can. We just ask that you be patient with us and understand, and we understand your concern. It doesn't look good. It doesn't, and we're trying to fix that.
Could you tell us what tenants you have there? Because I'm not sure.
Okay, so we have a hair salon. We have New York Deli, which we opened, my family actually opened the deli over 30 years ago. I worked at it while I was going to University of Maryland. There is 2 churches. There is an African restaurant with like a little side grocery in the center. And the standalone portion is under renovation. They're putting in a grocery that's supposed to open up this month. Yeah, and
What kind of grocery?
It's similar to what it was before. It's called T&L Devotion, and they have another location in Greenbelt, Atlanta. And she told me that around this week, they were getting their occupancy permit, or she was getting some permit, it's just taking longer than anticipated. But just to add a little bit from before, our dad bought the shopping center after renting the New York Deli for a long time. He's a disabled veteran. He ended up retiring and moving overseas, and really had in mind that everything was like it was 28 years ago. He renovated it when he first bought it and just had these pictures of the old brick and how bad it looked, and he's still like, I just renovated that. So like he, was in his late 80s, God bless him when he passed, but we haven't had much control over doing anything there. But more than, just talking about that, on a grand scale, I'm interested to know, I didn't know that there was we were this pariah in the neighborhood, if that's the case. Like, is there something in particular other than it not being kept up well that you're interested in happening with the actual property?
Well, the retaining wall for one is falling down. And then, like what you were saying about like the New York Deli and all that, they have birds living up there.
We changed
don't
all that
have
anymore.
we
We
changed
changed
everything.
all of that. All of that is
Okay, and what about the big property that's a big field?
That's what we just
That's-
said.
yeah,
That's getting taken care of as well.
It's just grass.
Yeah, is the kids from the youth service still going to be allowed to play?
They've always been allowed.
I know they've always been allowed, but I just want to make sure it continues.
Yeah, of course. We even had a community garden. The city had a community garden at the,
I know,
around
on the
Avenue.
side.
It didn't look that great, but it's all getting taken care of and it's coming along.
I don't think you fully answered the question, what type of grocery store? I mean, that's a small place.
Right.
It's not like a giant.
I believe that it's an
Safeway.
African grocery store. It's a
Okay.
specialty.
Okay.
They
I
have
think it's
like,
gonna be various ethnicities.
But a new owner.
Right.
but they've redone, like inside, they've put in new floors, new shelving, I've seen.
But if you have ideas on what you would like to see there, I also worry in the future if the city is planning to do something. So while we're here pouring in money into it, if it's going to end up being, taken down or something happens, that we weren't aware of, I would rather not do that, obviously. And also several of the leases are still under my dad, so I
Yeah.
can't implement everything that I would like to implement, given that
But
my
leases
dad
that are
used to
still
save old
active.
mail and write the leases on the back of them, so.
You still have a lot of.
Yes, yes.
So is New York Deli still open?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be great, and
And it's still, and
I
it's,
lived close by, I
and
lived there
it still
40 years.
is.
I'm there for years.
I want to invite anyone who's online, if you have any questions, I know that it's kind of tricky on Zoom, but if you raise your hands, I should have said this from the beginning, I'm sorry. If you raise your hands, we can click on you to be able to allow it to speak. And if you have any questions, if you want to write them down, you can do them in the Q&A.
I see zero problem whatsoever with your property. I think it's perfectly fine. I don't think it's an eyesore at all. I think you're doing a great job, and I'm sorry that your father passed.
Thank you so much.
I agree, and I mean, I think anything, trying to improve it, that's great. I think
That's so
I
kind of
wish
you.
you luck, I wish you luck.
Work with us so we
I'm
can
gonna come
work
get
with
it
you,
solved.
you know, that's all we ask.
Yeah, I just wanna, thank you for coming, Sarah. You know, we and I talk about the phone all the time. Thank you for allowing the space for having or hosting the community garden. That community really appreciate it, even though we're not moving to the place. So just that you all know that the city has invested in this area quite a bit, like, you know, the Hollywood Streetscape project, we spent about $3.5 million there. The only reason we did that to help the business owners like Sarah and others to improve that area, because now you have a better opportunity to bring other businesses that might be appreciated by the community. So that's for you. We didn't ask for any money. We invested from our taxpayers' dollars to improve that, so that you can also come forward and do something. So it's a good partnership, and we always want to work with you. You know, we can go as far as the development of the entire area. You know, this kind of things always happen. You know, things change, and that's a win-win situation for you and the community. You know, there are benefits.
And that
of the
open
place.
grass area also, like I said, give me your ideas, like we're open to having the city host something or do something there.
I was just curious, are you going to somehow change the signs?
Yes,
I mean,
On the
and make
marquee?
it-
Yes, they need to be
and
changed.
make it, you know, I know the New York Deli's there, I know there's a hairdresser. I'm not aware of anything else there until I actually visit the building.
I understand, when we change the frame facing of it, they have to put up new signs for each business.
And making it clear, you know, maybe some kind of a bulletin.
There's a big marquee sign that will get that updated.
Right, in the plans, I realize.
Yes, Mac, there's a few hands behind you. Go ahead, Nora.
To welcome my condolences.
Thank you.
And I wanted to say there are some of us in the neighborhood that have been dreaming that that place would be like a lounge type of place where people in the neighborhood can come in and gather. Like, I'm not saying like a Bass Boys and Boys, but that kind of place.
Like
a place
the
where people
field?
can come in and, yeah, in the stand alone.
The building itself
Yeah, what
is
the one
small.
you're saying that's
It's
gonna
really
be-
small
It's
inside.
very,
I know what
very
I mean,
small.
like, you know,
It's-
like a little like.
You guys, when the lease is up, do you wanna rent it?
3 years.
Come talk to me.
Believe me, I had dreamed of like an empanadas place or
I
something,
mean,
like a cafe bar
Like,
type
you
of
know,
place.
also, those leases that we do have, like, for example, the marquee and stuff, there's nothing in there that they have to do it, so everything is falling on us, which is a big expense, like, we're trying, but like I said, we're not a corporation, and like, we put all our savings into it to try to get it better. So be patient with us, help us so we can make it look better and
And then
make it
the
something.
taxes, I know we're so small in reference to the whole city and the University of Maryland, where we both went. We grew up in the county.
All my kids graduated from there
Yes,
too.
but when it comes to the expenses and putting the money into it, we're willing to do it, we're trying to do it as we can, because it is a big undertaking, and unfortunately, my dad had a ton of expenses and lived overseas and was not well, and my mom passed away a few years before him, and that's mostly
Everything went
there, yeah, so all of its income went there. I think just so you have an idea, like the property taxes alone are close to $70,000 a year on the property. The small building is 10,000, so it's a lot. And then whatever income it ends up getting, you have to pay about 30% in taxes of that. So keep in mind that it's not like money is just rolling.
Yeah.
It would be nice if it were, but we're gonna try our best, yes.
You talked about being very small, so you can't have like too much cafe space. Maybe you can do something outside and actually, even if this person doesn't want to eat, have a few benches or something in that green space. So people.
We're open to that if the city wants to bring it up.
So people who buy food, like from the New York Deli or even the grocery, they don't need to stay there, but they can go outside and.
Oh, the city actually put out some benches, if you can
Right,
remember,
but
help the swings
but
there.
I'm just saying, that's something to
Think about,
You don't wanna impact the fact that some of the youth wanna do some, I don't know what to do out there,
soccer, football.
Flowers, put out some flowers, make it look nice.
Yeah, just a suggestion.
Just a handout.
Do you also own the dry cleaners too? Is that part of?
It's no longer a dry cleaner, it's a grocery.
That's gonna be the one that's opening up as a grocery.
It was a grocery
And
too before.
it was a grocery also before, yeah, and
Way
for,
back, it was a gas
It was
station.
a gas.
Way back
yeah,
in
and
the
it's
day.
actually zoned that it cannot be anything automotive, and they actually changed the zoning years ago. It's been a lot going on there. They changed the zoning there so that it was just farmland, which had my father almost had a heart attack, so you couldn't
Yeah, we're
rent
doing
it or
a
do
little
anything
community
besides the dry
garden
cleaner that
for
was
people
there,
to
so.
look in.
So the community garden.
Well, thankfully, we have, we can talk to your county council person's chief of staff here, who works in the zoning space, and maybe we can have a conversation.
That's fine, it's fine. We actually paid like $80,000 to get it changed back.
It's been changed.
Oh, okay, then change that.
So that was fine.
I just wanted to make sure that, we have a lot of things to cover, but I wanted to make sure that everybody had a chance to ask a question. The real important part here is trying to make sure that the economic development that happens around our city is done in such a way that, it still continues to have that input that North College Park has always been so famous for. And I'm just grateful that, these new property owners are here to answer questions, to take inputs, to take some of that tough feedback and good feedback, in order to be able to become just much more of a member of the College Park community. So thank you.
I'm happy to share our email, or if you think of anything, I was thinking that the parcel that's by itself, the white and blue, maybe painted. I realize it looks like an eyesore, maybe some landscaping around it. I don't know, we're working on it. Aside from a total demolition or something that would cost millions of dollars, you're welcome to, to bring feedback, what you think, because even if I'm willing to do something, maybe it just doesn't occur to me, what would occur to you, so.
Thank you. All right. Oh, wait, Alan, you have a question?
You're muted.
You're muted.
There you go. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to say that the location of your property is, and first off, sorry about the passing of your father and the challenges that you inherited. And I'm understanding of that. But your property is part of the heart and soul of our community. And we've done a recent community input charrette that took in the input of our community to hear what visions we have for the future moving forward of our community. And I would really advise that you get a hold of that. I'm sure between Fazil and Jacob and I, we can get you the link to that study. It would be great to see your dedication and your transformation of the property to reflect its being a big part of the heart and soul of this community. So that's go ahead.
Yeah, just how, what, what,
So
do you
a
have
lot
any
of the
ideas or just the maintenance?
So think about it in a sense of a walkable community. Resources and amenities that our residents want to go to and use. We really would love to see some sort of social connecting center where we can sit down with our residents and have a talk, have a drink, what have you, listen to some live acoustic music. That has a lot of potential in that space. There's again a vacant lot there that could be shared with, if you prefer to keep it vacant, with some sort of activities for the community as well. But it has a lot of potential there. And we had a charrette that took in community input for the future visions of our community, focusing on the Hollywood shopping district. Uh, there were a lot of very good input put in during that collection of information and opinions. So I really encourage you, instead of going through all of that right now, in the sense of time and for respect for everybody's time here, we can send you an email to that study so you can have a better idea of the vision for this community.
Just keep in mind, we have leases that are still active. There's nothing we can do until those leases are done. Just please keep that in mind.
I believe that study, the charrette, was organized by the county. And I'm sure,
Yes.
We'll get you
he
this.
gets you, you can also work with her to get some of that
Does the community
information.
center not have?
The community center is gonna be coming.
But it's just in the mom's
It's gonna go in that.
It'll be in the other corner,
Right.
the caddy corner from that one. So,
Someday.
one day, I mean, sometime in the future. We're working on it, we're trying to, we're asking for everyone to be patient.
Wasn't there a community center right across the lot?
No, it's the Youth and Family Services Center, so it's similar to, it's a social services like.
But it
building.
wasn't that before.
It was not.
I can answer that.
Okay.
Before, it was known as Grendel's Grave, and then it got changed. And then it got updated and upgraded to the city's,
Okay.
Youth and Family Services, whatever.
Yeah,
we also, a big problem
Before,
we have, I don't wanna linger too much, but a big problem we have is that we have to put up cameras because they are dumping
People
trash,
are dumping
mattresses,
constantly.
constantly, and the tenants actually have been great about it when I get on them, but again, we live over an hour away, so we don't always know what's happening until I get a citation. And, but mattresses, electronics, big items,
they're
bad.
like throwing them there.
Well, I recommend that those cameras stay up, because even though it's a fairly safe community, we have a lot of little vandalism that happens.
Yeah.
And I know that the city has a few cameras set up.
Yeah.
But the more the merrier, the more the better.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
really,
Oh, that's
honestly,
your
thank
idea.
you.
Your idea is to put cameras everywhere, right?
Not everywhere, it's
At
more
least,
just,
thank
for,
you.
for,
All right. Okay, so.
thank you, really appreciate it.
Good luck.
Thank you guys.
Thanks so much.
There's two questions in the Q&A.
Oh, there is 2 questions in the Q&A, sorry, I apologize. Here we go. Olive, I joined a little bit late, what are you planning to build in that corner?
Okay,
Nothing.
so there's already that small building that's gonna be opening hopefully within the next week or two as an ethnic grocery store. Believe that has a 3-year lease left on it. So we're gonna see how that goes, and if they're not open, there's nothing in there that says they have to open by a certain date, but we signed the lease, I wanna say like 2 months ago. So I'm waiting for that to come in, and she's already got a garden planted on the side and actually has
It's
fruits and
maintaining it,
vegetables that
nice.
I'm hoping she might be selling. So that might end up surprising us, we'll see with that, but I would not really consider selling the entire property at the moment, but thank you for your interest.
Thank you. Honestly, thank you so much. All right, we're gonna go on to the next slide, and I'm gonna turn it over to our county council, District 1, Chief of Staff, Michelle Garcia. If I could just take a second really quick of personal privilege. When I first joined council, I didn't understand the differences in between who was in charge of what, and it's always been super challenging to really wrap my head around it. But there's intergovernmental affairs in play all across like our daily lives. I think it's important that we continue to leverage those different relationships. From my true heart perspective, I'm really glad to have a good relationship with Michelle and Councilmember District's office, because they represent a large majority of, or I think the whole, well, not the whole thing, of District 1. My block itself is actually represented by District 3. So we're just gonna try to do more exposure to some of the county offices and their roles and responsibilities, much like we're trying to get more businesses. So, I mean, let me know what works, let me know what doesn't work, because these are all just trial by fire. And you, question? Okay.
I do have a question for you, since you're the representative of District 1,
Yes.
right? The park on Edgewood Road, which is a property yard for drug addicts and homeless, what are you gonna do?
Well, we have actually an opportunity to talk about like open discussion at the end of this, but we have kind of an agenda we want to stick to.
It also needs to be refurbished.
Yes, I'm happy to have a conversation about that at the end, but if you don't mind, we're gonna stick onto the agenda and then we'll circle back to it. Michelle, over to you. Next slide, please, Matt.
Wait,
Oh, no, just kidding, just kidding.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that one's okay.
Okay. That's great, no problem there. So I'll start with hi, Michelle García, for those of you who came later. I am Chief of Staff to Councilmember Tom Jordan. He represents you all on the county level, anything county related. That's who you call our office. And I'm Mary Cook here, who is one of our constituent service specialists, who's also
former city councilor.
She is one of yours, and she is very good at what she does. She has a bunch of information in the back. Please stop by, a lot of great information, and she's also wealth of information. She has she's very seasoned in zoning, so if you have questions about any of that, she can answer that as well. In case I'll be up here, but she'll be back there and can talk to you anytime. So I'll go with what I think is going to be the easier topic, and that's park, because it's already been spoken about. So I just want to touch on that because I've been able to be a part of meetings with our federal officials, and I feel like I don't want people to, I'm not saying don't worry about bark, but don't worry about bark in the sense to get alarmed. Because one, any change to bark would take years, okay? And that's a fact. And currently, they do have an open comment period. It is important that you comment, so that you mentioned something. And the reason why that is because that's a government comment system that has to be archived. So this administration may put it on a shelf and not do anything with it, but it will exist. And we don't know what 2026 holds. And it's possible they may pull those off the shelves and use that as an opportunity to show where the residents stand. So I just want to say it's always important for you to register your opinion. Okay, so I just want to put that out there. And I know that Councilmember Hernandez has, I think you've sent that information out. If you haven't, I know you will. And I know our office has sent that information out. But I just want people to understand that park is a very valuable location. It does a lot more than what we hear people talk about, which is all of the testing, and it does things that we can't even talk about.
That's right.
So let's just keep that in mind. So there's a lot there that hasn't been discussed and brought up, but we also know that this administration enjoys shock and awe. So I just want everyone to keep that in mind. But do know that county executive, the governor, our office, your state delegation, who's District 21, we're in contact a lot, and we were in contact immediately when the news came out, and we will continue to be in contact because we plan to combat this all the way. So I just want everyone to know that. So that's the part.
You have to be a resident, like, would we as this property owner shall be able to?
Absolutely, and you should. So, the Rhode Island Avenue roadway project that some of you have maybe seen, the hubbub that's going along those lines, which I'm very excited about. So right now, it's
as people may or may not know, it's the Rhode Island Avenue Sunnyside Avenue to US Route 1. So right now it's currently in construction. The project is going well. The contractor is currently mobilized, and you can see the contractor work on the northern project segment. So most of that will be done probably in the next month. And then they're gonna move over to which is gonna be the harder project, which is the southern project. So the southern project will take actually till the rest of the year. So that's a little bit more technical. This project will be done a little bit quicker, and that'll be that side free for people to use. It'll be the other side that they'll be working on until December. Now, I don't have.
You talked about north and south. To me, it's east and west. Because that Rhode Island Avenue really goes north and south more than it goes east and west. So I know I've seen the activity on what I look at as the eastern side, not the northern side. The part that you get part of the park area, and then there's the McDonald's and all those other, is that what you're talking about as the southern part? Which to me is conceptually saying that would be the western side as opposed to the southern side, which is bringing it towards College Park.
Yes, I agree with you. That's how I see it.
So it's more east and west than it is north and
Yes,
south.
but apparently that's.
Right, somebody decided to
Some of the engineers.
somebody decided to talk about it as north and south, but really, when you say north, you mean the eastern side. When you're saying south, you mean the western side.
As far as I know, yes.
Okay.
I have no other reason to believe that that's.
I just wanted to clarify.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Anything else?
On the project?
Yeah.
No, I don't have anything going on the project, but I do want to finish out with the last thing I want to talk about. Go ahead.
Just on that project itself, I don't know if everyone recalls, right? Like, there was a significant amount of foot traffic going from north of 495 and back and forth to, the car wash that sits outside of College Park. It's dark, there's a lot of people walking back and forth, and it's extraordinarily dangerous, right? The city worked with the county came out and said, we need to build this out, because if you all know, and we'll talk about this here in a second, that's just outside the city of College Park. So there's a College Park marker right there at the end of the Sunnyside Development Center. So we're thankful because most of the people were walking into College Park and they were walking out of College Park. So we're grateful for Tom's leadership.
Yeah, just want to add, I also want to thank you from the city side, because I know the community here in North College Park, they've been begging, asking, crying for more than 15 years, and Councilmember Denoga has been on top of it. The city council itself has sent multiple letters asking to build sidewalks and bike lanes. It will not be exactly what we have inside College Park in south of Sunnyside. It will be only on the west side. There will be trail, and there was a community meeting. I don't know how many of you had a chance to attend, and I can probably get the slides and send you the design.
Oh, that project. You wanted to talk, or did you want to show a slide?
She has another topic.
So the last thing I wanted to speak about was the College Park Community Center. I'm just going to go through a little bit of timeline so that people understand where we're at. So in 2023, we started. It was always a thought and always kind of a discussion, but we started very serious discussions in 2023. So in January of 2024, after some agreement and going back and forth, as we know happens in government, surveys and appraisals were completed by Maryland National Capital Market Planning Commission. And then in February, a project manager was assigned, and this is the person who's going to see the project from then until fruition. And then in summer 2024, the contract was finalized. And this is important, I do want people to know this, because I know people really love the farmers market here. I mean, I love it, I was here this past weekend. So there was negotiations to make sure that the farmers market was not going to be displaced during the construction, and as long as the city wants the farmers market there, it's going to stay there in this area.
So at this point where we are now, we have, Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, they are putting out request proposals, which is the design build aspect. That'll go out, open in September. And then they're currently working on an agreement with the City of College Park to transfer their funding contribution.
$1.5 million.
And it typically takes about 120 days to get a design build team together once the proposal has been released. So after a team is selected, I'm confident once the team's selected and they're rolling, that they'll come back, we'll hold another meeting so that we can find out where they're at and what they're looking at. We do have some preliminary slides I'm going to put up just so that people have an idea. But I need to let you know, these are preliminary, so if you start asking me specifics, I'm not going to know because it's all preliminary. Okay, so I just want you to know that. But typically, after the team's selected, it takes about 12 to 18 months for the construction to start. So if you want to put up the first slide, we can check it out.
It's really exciting. I haven't even seen these.
Yeah. So I'm blind, so I cannot read that from here, but maybe you can, the blue checkered, that's the community center, and what's to the left would be.
What we have been told, the blue one, those are actually solar panels on the roof.
That's true.
And that will be a gymnasium. And on the right-hand side, there will be classrooms and the community center room activities.
And the farmer's market would be kind of.
There will be in between. Over there and also on the plaza.
Over where it has the sign saying.
Oh, we can't. Oh, she was trying to. Can we just let Miss Garcia finish real quick?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
So that's.
Now everybody's excited. I'm sorry.
So I just wanted to show. Pull that up on my screen. I'm blind.
I'm sorry. I wish I could make it bigger.
Okay. So right, as you mentioned, there's solar panels, and then where you see kind of to the right, where you see the brownish.
Yeah.
So there'll be access to an open deck there. Okay, and then the paved plaza, like the parking lot, where you see the seats in front, that'll be a paved plaza. It's going to host seating and the farmers market.
Okay.
So that's what you're looking at. Okay.
And a pool?
No, that's one.
This was, if you were here a few years ago, this was with a lot of community input.
Yeah.
And I'll just tell you, because most of you don't know that the idea for this was launched in 2016.
Yeah.
And I want to thank the community leaders like Mary Cook and Lisa Ely in the audience. I see that there are a lot of people actually worked on this, and thank you, Councilmember Hernandez, your leadership for doing this.
So if you go to the next slide, I do want to show you where tennis courts.
What?
I haven't seen this one.
So this is where is this? Oh, this is the inside of the building?
It's inside. It sounds like inside.
Is the inside the basketball court?
Not tennis courts, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's
Not tennis courts, like, right. How people get excited about it. What happened to tennis courts?
And am I looking at this right? Do we keep the trees that are still there?
We're gonna try, yes, they're gonna try to do that, yes.
Yeah.
That's great.
Plenty of bathrooms.
Yeah, oh,
Sure.
I'm glad. And so I can read it from
So,
here if you want.
If you look at the light blue, so that would be like the lobby area and circulation, right? And then we have the red, that red right there, that'll be the fitness room. What I call the tennis courts, that's not tennis courts, is actually like a gymnasium, so more like basketball courts. And then we have the purple, that would be activity rooms. And that little lime green in the middle, that would be administrative offices. And then we needed some space for services, and that'll be the orange.
Maybe we'll have a meeting, a district discussion.
I think once the consultant is secure, they will be having community meetings. Just that you know, in the beginning, there used to be, they actually came up with a design that was just one block, and people didn't like it because that required to take the trees down.
Yeah.
So then they came up with the revised design, and they kept it, so they listened to the community, just wanted to let you know.
And Michelle?
Yes.
You said that?
I'm just looking at it to make sure I'm not.
Questions?
Thank you, Michelle, for the update on this. I may have missed this. Does this involve the purchase of this part of the property by Park and Plan?
Yes.
Have they actually?
It's done.
Purchased?
They're done.
So they do plan to have access to the Paintbrush Trail, that'll be tied in here. And they also plan to have an added soccer field.
So I heard recently that the newly appointed park chairman, Mr. Stanton, I believe his name is, said that he was going to look at any possible new construction. You heard anything about that to see, as part of a budget review?
I would assume that it's, and I haven't gotten confirmation of this, I can certainly confirm, but I've received reports on this as recent as today. So when we say new construction, I would say pending construction. This is already, we have contracts on this.
Pending.
Yeah, but this is already inactive.
Okay, that's not what I was told. Okay.
Connor?
Yeah, kind of a technical question. Who did they acquire this land from? What part, or what authority was it?
Carbon Enterprises, they own the shopping.
Okay.
Joel?
Yeah, can you just mention that soccer field and paint right? Did I want clarity on that?
So they're gonna have future access to the Paintbrush Trail.
From here, all the way.
I mean, they're part of planning, they do all that stuff.
And the soccer field is where?
So they haven't exactly decided where, but they're looking at, but that's part of my notes that I've received, that they have that on the list. And there'll be an added soccer field.
Part added in here, or?
Yes.
I was just like.
Ms. Cannon? Sorry. Yeah, no, sorry.
I was just wondering about the security,
Alderman Joe.
having, in the past, in the distant past, we had basketball up at UDOT Field. And there was issues with people from Greenbelt coming with guns and stuff. My question to you is, what security do we have for the residents using this facility?
Well, you're so lucky because you're gonna have park and planning police.
Oh, yeah.
This is a Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Facility that comes with a park and plan. I'm not saying they're gonna be on site 24/7, but they respond.
No, but, okay.
And just to be clear, that's an indoor facility, correct? That gymnasium.
I mean, they'll have a
I
plaza.
understand, but you can still get private doors.
I'm sure you'll also have cameras and lighting.
So all of that are technical questions that we wanna ask when we have someone here, that I'm just giving you the preliminary plans.
Those are things that kind of come with old city.
All right, okay, well, hey, thank you so much, Michelle. Do you have anything else to add? All right, so we're gonna get, yes, you got one more?
Well, another topic, not this. But is there any kind of update on, you talked about park, is there any kind of update on the Bureau of Engraving and Printing that they're supposed to be
That's been put on pause.
put on pause?
It looks like we got one online. Mel, go ahead.
Oh, hi everyone. Sorry. Maybe I missed this, but I was just wondering, is this going to be run by the City of College Park, or will this be under PG Rex and community center?
This is a project of Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission, so this is all under their purview. They've purchased the land and, yep.
Okay, thank you.
We got a question online. Do you think it is necessary to build in that area? We have to consider that there will be other courts down on Duval Field.
Right, so this project has been in the works for I mean, more than a decade, before I even came into government. So the public had many discussions, and in our more recent discussion involved North College Park, Park and Planning, and the city.
And also this will be the indoor facility, the projects that we have in Dual, they're all outdoor business.
Thank you, so, do you have, anybody else?
It's not related to this.
Okay, yes, Valen?
Can't hear you.
Okay, everyone, she's just, I can hear her, go ahead, I'll repeat it. Oh, how would it impact, the current community center that we have in College Park that's in Lake? Huh? Oh, I was saying the county thing, but I can take it.
You don't represent the
Yeah,
Oh, that's right, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that, that the center down in Lakeland is always full.
Yeah.
And you cannot, reserve a room there or anything, so hopefully this will give us more opportunities to be able to have meetings up at this end. Hopefully without a cost to us. And we can have different kinds of programs up here as well, because they center a lot on kids, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with kids, but initially this was thought to be something where more seniors could come as well. And that was, that idea about having that community feel and being able to sit and talk, that was originally, how this all came about.
There's also a benefit, you don't have to, for people in the north end, to go to the community center, we have all the traffic with Route 1, and now also Rhode Island Avenue to go to it. And I know talking to some people, that's a deterrent from doing anything down at that, community center.
Thanks, everyone. See, this is, sometimes we gotta answer a question from the community because it takes a village.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna go on to the next slide, and turn it over to the Mayor Pro Temp.
Good evening again, everyone. My name is Denise Mitchell, Mayor Pro Temp, representing District 4. I'm gonna make this brief. Councilor Hernandez has a slide deck. So we're talking about annexation, and the reason why we are having a future discussion about this, in Prince George's County, there are 27 municipalities. Only one of the municipalities, Laurel, has land use authority. The rest of us do not have land use authority. So when projects come before us, we are at the, I would say, beckon of county council. So we have many years thought of ways how we could actually be more impactful in the decision-making process when things occur. So there was a discussion amongst some of us, including my colleague here from District 1, Councilmember Hernandez, as well as Councilmember Hugh, regarding how could we be more sustainable as a city and be intentional. And we thought of annexation. When we talk about annexation, we're talking about areas outside of the city boundaries that we could possibly bring into the city. We talk about, some people have talked about BART, some people have talked about Cherry Hill Road near Seven Springs, some people talk about other parts in College Park. But for us to be able to have a seat at the table and have discussions, we have to have a protocol and a plan. We don't have that. So what we're trying to do in a future agenda, which hopefully will be in September or early October, is to have a discussion about what does this plan look like? What do we need to do in order to have the seat at the table with the county to say that we are looking at this possible parcel of land that we would like to bring into the city. It would provide amenities to our residents. We could probably enhance the land use of that. So this is the first discussion we're having, but we want to continue to have discussions with residents about how it would look like moving forward. But the intent is to create a protocol, a plan, work with our county, work with our Chief Staff Michelle García and Councilmember Nova's office, work with District 3 Eric Osa's office, work with our at-large members on the county, that will be Councilmember Dylan Ivey, Councilmember Hawkins, about how we can, College Park, figure out to bring amenities into the city that will level the playing field for us, but also will keep and maintain the quality of life that we deserve. I know in years past, there were discussions about, Westchester Apartments. They have asked to be incorporated in College Park because of the zip code. They're not. So many of the residents have been asking for us to have consideration to do that. So again, this is just the first step. And again, I want to say to my Councilman Hernandez and Councilman D, thank you for allowing me the opportunity just to talk about that. This is a light bulb ordeal that we're talking about. Nothing has been etched in stone, but you will be a part of the process of what will be determination for the final plan. And we look forward to the continued conversation.
So we'll go to the next slide.
I know, I'm done. I've learned to control myself. No, we're not looking at trying to impact nothing with the school district. Just around the edges of the city where we can see that we can create some better impact. I'm in District 4, and I'll take, for example,
Next slide,
No, you don't have to go here, no, sure.
Okay.
So in District 4, if anybody's aware of Metzerock Road, Metzerock Road goes into St. Andrews. On half of other side of Metzerock Road is Crystal Springs, and the other half is Country Park Woods. If you go down a little bit further, you see the two churches at the end and the Moose Lodge. They're not incorporated in City College Park. They're on yes, I didn't know that until the Moose Lodge was for sale. If we had the opportunity to have the Moose Lodge within the City College Park boundaries, we could have possibly made a bid to purchase that property. We couldn't. So now we are stuck, and I'll be honest with you, we are stuck because the Moose Lodge has been purchased by a church that only lasted 4 years, and now it's up for sale again. And so now we would have been glad to have the opportunity to have a seat at the table to have a discussion. So that's why we're looking at how we can bring those entities into our city. And another part of District 4, I'll wait to finish, is across the street from Metzerock Road, and you cross University Boulevard on the other side, and continues to Metzerock Road and go behind Rita's. There's a parcel of 2 streets that are not incorporated in City College Park. Yes. And they were in the City College Park, but they asked to be removed from the City College Park. And so we have diligently tried to ask them to come back into the city, so we can still continue to provide the services. But again, we would be at the behest of maybe the university trying to acquire those 2 streets if they wanted to extend and put more housing on campus. Then we will have more student housing. I'm not saying anything wrong about that, but I'm just saying this is giving us some opportunity for leveraging for us as a city. So.
If I can just say, so first off, Mayor Pro Temp Mitchell Denise, this is one of the most strategic ideas or discussions that has been brought up in discussions the entire time that I've been there. It's so forward thinking because most of the area that we're talking about isn't necessarily area that's fully developed or taken care of. It is yet another layer of response where we have an opportunity to have a say in what comes, right? So I know that there's many concerns when it comes to losing bark, but right now we wouldn't have the most say that we could if it actually fell within the limits of College Park. Obviously, we still have a say, but we can extend that say or make it more powerful if it is within our city limits. Oh, she's listening, yeah.
What about the Councilmember Wildlife Center? That wouldn't be affected?
I'd have to look at that.
Because I know the cranes have been moved. The cranes have been removed from that area. You know the grouping cranes?
Yes, the white ones.
Yes, they have been removed to that everything, take over the help, fairly nuts.
Dick? Yeah.
The grouping cranes have been removed, but I'm pictured by the Texas Wildlife Center, because that's a jail.
And we hope to have further discussions with the residents to make sure we get input about things, especially that you're flagging for our awareness. That's an incredible example of this. This is just more an introductory conversation, so that you all kind of have a say at the very beginning. Dave?
With this annexation, will we also be able to eliminate DPI? So that we would have more say-so over the permitting and make it easier for the residents of College Park.
So, to your point, Dave, this would not, this would not help us with DPI at all. This is just a tool, not toolbox for land. Now, to your point about DPI, the city has talked about for the last couple of years, in regards to how internally we could do our own type of enforcement that would not have to be so reliant on DPI. That is another toolbox that we have to really further diligently discuss. So for many of you not aware, DPI, the Prince County's Department of Permitting, Inspections, and Enforcement. And they are notoriously known, unfortunately, for lack of responsiveness and delay of many of people, residents who are looking for permits or entities who are trying to open up. There's a lot of delay, and sometimes many of those entities have to pay extra money to open in a timely fashion. I know Ms. García will probably talk more about that.
So I just want to say, we are under a new administration right now. We just had a county executive sworn in, and the Department of Public Works and Transportation, the Department of Permanent Inspection Enforcement, the Department of Environment, those are county agencies that are under the purview of the executive branch. So our office has been very vocal on things that you've heard Councilmember Mayor Pro Temp Mitchell discuss. And so while that's certainly her opinion, I'm looking forward to a new day, and I can't speak to what happened under the last administration. But if it continues to happen, we will certainly be pushing back, because I have no problem calling a spade a spade. Okay, so I just want to let you know that. So I can't tell you what DPI is going to be like next month, but I am hopeful, and I'm looking forward to a new day.
Well, I know I've lived on Wichita Avenue for 54 years. And that house that burned out up the street from me, that poor man had one awful time trying to deal with DPI and get permits to do anything. And that shouldn't have been. We had to actually get politicians involved and that before they would react. And that's crazy.
Actually, everybody up on this, at the table, including even Alan, we all took apart and made sure that he was able to rebuild it and take care of it as fast as possible. So that's the intergovernmental working together.
It was ridiculous to try to deal with.
And it is a problem that we are working to address, and we're looking forward to the new administration. Yeah, it's the new county executive, the former, greener pastures. So we're a little behind. I do want to make sure we hit all the topics. Is anything burning?
Well, I just wanted to add, when you're talking about your annexation, talking to some of the residents in Westchester Park. They want to be there because they cannot go for our city elections. And that's things that we vote on do impact them, but they don't have a vote. The other thing is, I want people to realize DPI is, I've always had a negative view of DPI because of everything I've heard. Until I took the police academy, there's a whole other section of DPI. And they work fairly straightforward and they work very well. So just people remember that DPI that we deal with because of zoning, inspections and all that stuff, that's not all of DPI.
Thank you.
That's a quick question.
Yeah.
Is the campus all part of the city of College Park?
Yes.
The whole campus?
And untaxable.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
So I do want to speak about one thing regarding DPI. So as I mentioned, it's the Department of Permitting, Inspection, and Enforcement. we are pushing hard to split them into two agencies. We are trying to split it into permitted inspection and then enforcement. Because those are two very different things, and we feel like it would be better served if we had something that was laser focused on enforcement and something laser focused on permitting and inspection. So we hear you, and I know that is something that council member has been pushing for, and we're working on it.
So we're gonna press through. I just wanna make sure to get some inputs from the next couple topics. Thank you for that presentation and topic. But there is a couple things I really want inputs from the residents while I have you guys, while I have a focused audience. Mayor Pro Temp, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Yes, so yeah.
Four-legged princess at home.
Yeah, thank you. So we'll go on to the next one, next slide. All the way to addressing traffic on Rhode Island. So this topic came into discussion, and this is gonna be a long-term project, right? I've heard many different recommendations. I've seen, the benefits and the drawbacks of some of the improvements that have been on Rhode Island. And I know that everything's always a blend, but this street belongs to the city of College Park. And I want to make sure that we're able to at least start talking about the issues that we're seeing on Rhode Island. I don't know, I live right on Rhode Island. So right in front of Duval Field, so I get to see everything, all the craziness. I get to hear all the motorcycles and all the modified mufflers. It's an awesome time. But I've at least been able to see an increased number of accidents that have happened, particularly on the six-way entrance of Fox, Indian, and so it's. I see you guys nodding your heads. It's a lot. With the lowering of the speed limit and the lack of control of some of the lights, both on State Highway and just outside of the city of College Park, in the morning or any time during rush hour, it can be kind of miserable to get onto the street. I've struggled with it. Maybe it's not an issue for you all, and if it's not, I'd love to hear that. Big concern for pedestrians that are walking. One of the big concerns that comes to mind, just being able to see from the front row there, is many residents are using the bike lanes because they're so clear and flat to walk, which is not what they're designed to do, and it really gives me pause. Obviously, you're always going to have some misfit trying to ride some sort of motorized vehicle there. I've literally stopped people, like a cantankerous old man out there trying to just what are you doing? Get out of the bike on the motorcycles. But everyone has their own perspective. So I'd like to kind of just turn it over to you all. Ideas, how do we address traffic and pedestrian safety on Rhode Island Avenue?
Is there a sidewalk? Sorry.
There is, though it's tiny on the Rhode Island, at least on the west side. It's it's so tiny, people just use the street. Yeah. Sharon.
I'll say that is the intersection as I live on Fox, and that access is so I use that every day, and every morning I take my roommate up to Lackawanna to get their drop off. And so every morning I have people invariably block the intersection, even though they shouldn't, where it says do not block the intersection, because there are two stop signs. They don't acknowledge the first stop sign, they go right to the second one. I've been hit almost multiple times in the morning, especially on the Lackawanna or the whatever access route, anyway. So I don't know what the answer is for that, but I don't know if we need dual language signage maybe to do not block the intersection, or if we need the stop signs that have the flashing lights for both of them, but that's it's been a serious issue. That's not necessarily pedestrian safety, but it's definitely I've had very whoa, close call with people not paying attention.
That's an excellent point. I just want to make a quick note. If any of my interns are listening, if we can just make sure that we are capturing this in notes. I just want to be focused. Connor? Oh, sorry, Kenneth. Kenneth, raise your hand. Sorry, Kenneth.
I just want to know, a lot of people have requested that some of the ballards, be removed because it's very difficult to turn. anything, and of course, nothing's been done. But they've spoken to the city engineer to assure them that something will be done, and it continues to be nothing.
So I followed up with the city engineer on like 2 ballards that were asked of by some of the residents. And I know they've been addressed, but I know that the concern is to do it for all the turns.
Well, it's very difficult to turn because you almost have to go into the other coming lane, and you really take your life in your hands.
Yes, our city engineer, Steve Halpern, he has been asked to look into it. I haven't actually heard from Zach. I'll kind of report of all the different intersections and where he removed the bollards. We can get that information and get back to you.
I like to push back on that, like it can be a matter of life and death for the ballards, for people in cars, it's a matter of life and serious death for cyclists. The ballards are currently affecting very negative ballards. How about a few? But just even a few, like it's a big situation.
And it's like that's people to private.
Yeah, especially
They have 4 wheels and a big metal box, they have 2 wheels and no armor or anything else, so we need to emphasize the safety.
Okay, Connor?
Yeah, in terms of the do not block, I don't know what the regulations are for striping and painting. But at least for things like clearance and keeping traffic clear in front of things like fire department, so if they have the big box with X, it's supposed to indicate do not stop areas. I don't know if that's already there or if that might be something that needs to be a good, at least a temporary measure that are going before you find a more permanent solution to try and ease traffic in the area.
You mean they do not block the intersection sign?
No, he's talking about X drawn on the ground.
So, in front of the lot, like you see this little lot in front of fire stations where they have basically a white box with X's inside of them. I think those are generally.
Yeah, I'm not a traffic engineer, but once I asked that, I think I was told if there is a signal intersection, like traffic lights in there, then you can put those signs. So there are some regulations from the state traffic regulation or something. So our city engineers need to go by those rules. But yeah, I like your idea. There are some dangerous intersections, the Fox Indian and the Kennesaw, not the Kennesaw, and the Hollywood and Rhode Island. I like your idea, but again, I can pass it on. Let's see what happens.
If it works.
These are all ideas. We're not gonna say no right now. We'll let somebody else say no. Right now, we're just trying to build off of whatever inputs we live here, right? So this is how it starts. So I don't know if you guys know John Kraus. He also served on council with Ms. Mary Cook back there. Perhaps you will reopen the previous discussion circa 2015 with PG County staff, Tom Dronoga, about constructing traffic circles at Hollywood Road and or Indian Lane intersections if the traffic volume on Rhode Island Avenue increases further. Okay, so we might not be able to speak to it right now, but it is a good idea to what you're raising, and that's what options are available from an engineering perspective for solutions that haven't been yet explored from a formal study program.
So have studies been done?
Actually, probably Mary Cook probably can help better. So there was a study done, but those are not kind of extensive studies, and
Circles require a lot.
yeah, they studied it and then they decided not to go forward with it. They actually explored the same roundabout idea at the Hollywood, the Rhode Island Avenue and Edgewood intersection.
So it was circles, not bump outs.
The roundabouts. And the community didn't like, I think they're kind of 50-50, maybe 60-40.
They were, a lot of people were opposed.
Opposed to them.
Very opposed. But, that was like 10 years ago, so.
We got a whole new crowd. Well, Dave's still here. Tom?
I use Rhode Island in every way on a parks like this pedestrian jogger. I love what has happened with it, but I think that our big struggle, the big struggle that I perceive is the immense volume of through traffic, right? Not coming in or out of the community, just going through the community. And those of us in the community trying to struggle to get in and out, right? Like, trying to turn on Rhode Island or trying to turn off Rhode Island, you feel immense pressure because of all this traffic. And so I support John Krause's suggestion that be looked at again, or even just stop signs. You know, just to slow things down and make it less attractive as a pedestrian discussion. I love roundabouts, but I know a lot of people don't. And so but anything that would slow down or stop the through traffic at these key intersections to give us the neighborhood a chance to get in and out. I would love.
So you probably know the county used to own Rhode Island Avenue, even just 3 years ago, I think, before. And the city actually took it over, but now the city owns it. So we actually asked them even just to study if they could put the stop signs and consider that kind of thing. They said they cannot do it because this is a county access collector road, and that's the designation of Rhode Island Avenue. They couldn't do it, but now the city owns it, not the city road. And because we now own it, we could reduce the speed limit. We now reduced to 40 miles per hour. Now it's 30. It was 35. Now it's 30.
35 to 30.
Yeah. So now we own it. We could probably consider it, but it's again a community discussion whether people like to see a stop sign.
I'm mindful of time, but Dave and then Ms. Carol, and then we're gonna move on to the next topic. I'm sorry, we're just getting towards here. I want to respect your time, so.
The problem with roundabouts, most people don't know the rules of them. They think they've got the right of way, but technically it's the people that's in the roundabout that has the right of way. As far as the boulders are concerned, big vehicles have trouble making the turns because of the one closest to the intersection. The people on bicycles also need to observe the rules of the road and not fly through stop signs and everything else. The ones closest to the intersections are the ones that need to come down to make it easier for the big vehicles to make their turns. I've been behind school buses there on Hollywood Road trying to make the turn onto Rhode Island Avenue where they started their turn and had to stop because of traffic coming because of that boulder, and then nobody's moving because they've got the lane blocked. The city has got to do a better job taking some of these boulders down for these bigger vehicles.
So I have a question about that. So aren't these like engineers who calculate for big vehicles? Because I also see that a lot of big vehicles that don't know how to drive. There are people who should drive a smaller vehicle, but I really like those, whatever they're called, water safety, because although I live there in that intersection of Rhode Island and Hollywood, and there are a lot of people hit there, and people don't respect the bicycle lane, they didn't want to wait for somebody at the church and use that, and people got hit all the time, so I love that. So, but I just want to say, instead of removing, is it that people don't know how to handle their big vehicles? Shouldn't this taken into calculation when they're designed where to put each one of those, whatever that one is?
It's not that people with big vehicles don't know how to drive their cars. They put those things too close to the intersection, and the big vehicles, the buses, the trucks, the people like my big Mercury, you end up going in the wrong side of the road, making the turns because of these things.
So I'm gonna ask you to settle down, but these were decided by a city engineer based on other things. They were calculated on where the valley should go to protect cyclists and allow people to turn. So that's just.
I love the crosstalk. What I am mindful of, we got about 20 minutes. But Ms. Candace, if you guys have been quick, because I do want to move on to some projects that we're trying to do program.
Okay. I know that the reasons for putting in not only the Jersey barriers, the orange Jersey barriers, and then the foul one on the bollards because of the construction, do out there.
Okay.
I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I hope the city doesn't decide to make it permanent.
No, it won't be. Once Duval goes back.
And the reason I say that is you get an emergency vehicle coming from the fire department.
Sure.
I have to look at some place to pull over, and there isn't any place for me to pull over. Now, another person told me, well, the people coming from the other direction are gonna pull over, there'll be plenty of room. That's not gonna happen.
Yep.
First of all, to pull over to the side, that's not enough room, especially if you have a bus or, something on the, that's a little bit larger.
Thanks, Ms. Kennedy.
So I am very concerned that the city really, if it's gonna take a while for the Southfield, they need to look at something to fix when the Jersey barrier stops with all the long distance that the bollards are there. That is a safety issue. I look at it from an emergency vehicle.
And we're having a conversation with the city manager based on some feedback we've had from some of the emergency.
Okay.
Next, so we're gonna go to the next slide, and I really do wanna hit both of these. I'm just gonna top line this one. So there's two programs that are gonna come up to council for a vote and discussion. I kinda wanted to preview them to you, that kind of help answer some of the energy efficiency, like environmental goals that we've talked about in previous district discussions, but also an attempt to help answer the mail on some of the public safety concerns that have been raised. I wanted to just really flag for you, and if you have any concerns, questions, happy to receive them. I might just blow past this one, but I do want to just tell you in general what each program is, and happy to have any further discussion offline. I just really don't want to miss previewing some of the future discussions on code enforcement. But the pilot program is a program we're proposing for the city, for $10,000, right? Maybe about 250 different homes, potentially requesting, let's say they want to add additional security cameras, or add cameras to their homes. What we've heard from the police in these public safety meetings that happen every month is that one of the most difficult things for them to be able to do is prosecute many of the crimes that happen because of the lack of evidence that they have. When we asked them in the past, I think in the most previous district discussion where we were having a discussion about the budget, a topic was raised with regards to, well, what can we do to help bridge some of the public safety concerns that arise, especially in the winter when you see windows being crashed out or petty theft happening. So that program has been proposed, and I know it'll come up for a council vote in the future. So flagging for everyone to know. Enhancing energy efficiency. I don't know if you all know about the Empower Maryland. It's a program for homeowners in the state of Maryland that combines federal and state funds that basically give you tax credits in order to make your house more energy efficient, including insulating your home and giving you discounts, significant discounts on your water heater and your HVAC. The city obviously can't help you pay the $10,000 across the city, but in order for you to be able to qualify for that program, there is a PEPCO auditing fee, right? So we're all paying into this program, and we're also obviously getting it from the federal government. But with the current administration, we're seeing, some of those cuts in energy efficiency being taken. So what we want to do from the city perspective is just cover the audit costs. So if you're potentially considering doing some of those major renovations, it would cover the $150 audit costs that some of these companies are charging in order for you to qualify for the program. It sometimes could be a barrier, or if not, I'm just trying to do what I can to see about encouraging more homes to be energy efficient, which ultimately lowers the stress on the power grid itself. All right, I'm gonna move on to the next slide. I just kind of wanted to preview those projects to you. This is what I wanted to make sure that you all are tracking. The Department of Public Services Director Jitendra Kokar, as many of you may or may not know, replaced a previous public service director who had a more lenient approach to code enforcement. We have heard from residents from all across the city that they want more enforcement, they want more accountability on the various properties, whether they be like real properties, like just personal, like homes, or commercial properties. Some of the topics that are being discussed as of recently, as of yesterday, is parking enforcement, like parking enforcement across the entire city, to include I wouldn't say limiting permits anywhere from 3 to 5 permits per household, charging for those permits, right? So you're paying for the parking permit. There's also just a number of different options that have been proposed. I think I proposed yesterday, like maybe to incentivize less cars. We could potentially look at tax credits if it was green cars, right? Like I think less cars was Councilmember Whitney. I said green cars. Not green, not the color green, but and or additional code enforcement, doing data-driven, unique, like surgical, precise enforcement on some of the properties we know to be troubled, right? Like troubled properties. Some of the council members think it's a wider approach. Hey, we should do one uniform approach across the entire city. I'll be very honest with you. I'll also make sure that Councilmember Hugh gets a chance to speak here on this. I'm of the opinion that every neighborhood is unique, and we also know where the problem houses are that have like 19 cars. Like, why don't we focus those? Like, do like a task force, not 19 cars, but like 6 or 7 or 9 cars. Or if they have like non-Maryland plates, out-of-state plates, no plates. So why don't we just focus on that? Why are we taking such a different approach? I want to make sure you guys are tracking. There's also another item that was it was previewed, but we never actually discussed it on council, to review some of the items like no mow April and other yard regulation discussions. We have heard from a lot of you with regards to some of the recommendations that you may be making with regards to the grass rules and the no mow April. And then the last thing is just we're trying to take a look at how we equitably and just morally enforce the number of unrelated persons living in a household that the city and the county require in the state of Maryland, in the county of Prince George's County, because it's a safety hazard. I mean, it's a concern, right? Like some of the homes that are in College Park, particularly in our district, have more than, I don't know, I've heard a lot of people that live in a home, but you know what I'm saying. I just want to make sure that you all have the opportunity right now to give us your first initial reactions. And yeah, over to you, ma'am.
Yes, ignore this badge. I lived in my neighborhood for 25 years. Thank you for this opportunity to say something, because I believe my quality of life in my neighborhood has dropped 40%, honestly. We used to have a beautiful tree-lined street, everybody took care of their yards, and it was just a much nicer neighborhood. Now I'm embarrassed when people come in my neighborhood, and I will tell you, because I do wear this badge, I know something about code enforcement, and I sent an entire page of violations in my neighborhood, and I wasn't even trying, to code enforcement. I don't think anything was done. I think maybe 1 or 2 violations were given out. But guess what? Those houses are still violent.
They were at our property.
No,
Not you. No, that said they came to our property for everything.
Yeah, so I just want to say that. I hope they become stricter, because I don't want to turn my neighbors in. I think that's wrong that we have to do that. We hired these people to work for us. So let them work.
I'm going to turn it over to Lisa, who's online.
Hi, thank you, Jacob. I have a used car lot 4 houses down from my house. City knows about it. The police know about it. Nothing changes. When these people move out, they must have some kind of radar because the same type of families move in. We have another new car lot. They switch the plates all the time. Nothing is ever done. Okay? I just saw a house on Kennesaw sold. It has 10 bedrooms in it. Okay? To me, that is just raises a red flag that there's going to be more people in there than one family. I think we need to crack down on the landlords that allow things like this to happen, the used car lots, because I know there's more than just one in this neighborhood. The overcrowding of the houses. I think you need to look at the landlords and put their nose to the grindstone because this is where a lot of these problems come from. And that's all I have to say.
Thanks, Lisa. Really appreciate it. Sharon?
So I just like to add, you brought up that you don't think, it's beautiful or something because things are not maintained. Like, yeah, I'm just like, because yards are not maintained is why it's not desirable, or?
It looks ugly, period.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify, because I want to know, like, why on the lawns, or get lawns like to go.
Just trying to better understand.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand, because to me, grass is disgusting, it's horrible.
I'm not talking about grass.
No, I know, but just like, I'm talking about lawns that are technically maintained and look beautiful. They're pretty ugly, classist, historically racist, also, and so letting lawns just go wild and natural, even overgrown grass. I don't see that as ugly, that is natural life, there are bugs that live in that, pollinators, things that matter. I'm happy to go and read wild those spaces for you if you want. I'm on the tree landscape board, I'm a master naturalist, master gardener, seed saver, I started the seed library for this.
Okay, but again, I'm not talking about grass.
Yeah,
I'm talking about all the other violations.
But Sharon, just to, like, I'm happy, I really am, that people can talk back and forth on it, so that shapes the conversation. But I think what Sharon was just trying to do is better understand what was the complaint. You can input for, like, what would you recommend?
Yeah, so I think this less community stuff, like get out of my backyard kind of thing, let us do it, like, 12-inch grass, whatever. I think your balcony is beautiful, by the way. But just, I really have trouble understanding why an overgrown or a unmaintained yard is not desirable or it's considered, shameful or something, because that doesn't make sense to me. It's like I would need someone to connect the connotations as to why it represents ugliness or not classy or whatever, because there's a serious conversation and some serious undertones that need to be addressed in those conversations. So in conclusion, I just think that needs to be taken away and let people do what they want.
As a consideration, okay? I saw a couple other hands.
Okay, I have a concern with the code enforcement. I would like to see on my street, my trash pickup is on a Wednesday.
Okay.
According to what I understand, sometime Tuesday, I can drag my carts out to the curb.
Yes.
I understand that. I'm supposed to pull those carts back in Thursday, maybe Friday at the latest. I have enough of people on my street Saturday to still.
Well, there's an app for that. The College Park Connect app, you can actually
Well,
turn
the
it.
thing is.
But I understand what you're about to say.
The thing is, if there are several places, and I think if you're looking at code enforcement, why aren't they looking around to see that that's happening?
I understand. So this is what I've asked.
And do some of the things. Yes, I can report it, but again, piggybacking on what Mary said, why am I having to report my neighbors? If they're looking at to improve code enforcement, they should be taking also, I realize that they need
I don't disagree with this.
the residents' eyes because they can't be everywhere 24/7.
Yeah.
It's the same as the police issue that people complain.
Sure.
But I don't see code enforcement going out, being proactive to at least ride around. your parking enforcement car does ride around. I've seen it many times on my street. That's fine. Why don't we do the same thing with code enforcement?
Okay. Chad?
Yeah, hey, how's everybody doing? Hey, just a couple quick points on code enforcement. Some of you in the room know that I have an extensive experience with code enforcement. It's been a thing of mine for quite a while now, and my main point of focus with code enforcement is the negligent landlords and like vacant blighted properties. And so when we're talking about overgrown like yards or lawns or whatever, it has nothing to do with the tenants most of the time. These are homes that are vacant in many cases. When I report them, I mean, I know my neighborhood very, very well. And so like when I report a home for like an overgrown lawn, it's crabgrass up to my waist, right? And no one lives there. And the house is being overtaken by nature. So the windows are blocked, there's vines, the sidewalks are blocked. Like this isn't like a natural state of being. And there's like rodent issues, tick issues, and it does reduce our property values. And that does matter on some level. Like a lot of the people that live in this neighborhood, like a lot of the wealth, their personal wealth is tied up in their property, right? So why should we allow like landlords who don't want to take care of their property or instruct their tenants to take care of it? Why should we allow them to create a situation that's bad for everybody else? And secondarily, I just want to add that code enforcement is doing a really, really good job right now. I know that people would prefer that they were actively patrolling. I would too. They don't have the manpower to do it, and they might never have the manpower to do it. So we have to help them out by reporting these things. And the best way to do that is through the College Park Connect app, and they respond really, really well. So you can go back and track and follow up on it and see. But if you do that, you're probably going to get a good result. That's all I have.
Thank you. We have a property owner here who raised your hand, so.
Yes, I'm just curious, I don't believe that when my father purchased the property that he had, that there was a list of code enforcement issues. Like I see both sides of wanting to maintain your yard in your neighborhood, and I see the other side of also, I don't live in an HOA, for me to be controlled in the way that the city is trying to control me. So, you know, there has to be a balance, but when a person purchases a home in the city of College Park, do they have a list of all the prerequisites before they purchase the land? Like
Before, no, but after.
I mean, how is that right though? You know, so it's you have to find a balance between the two. And I actually have another comment because I was looking at the community center and just in general properties that the city owns, and I wonder why there are such strict guidelines when it comes to having a commercial property. And the city doesn't take care of the sidewalk, everything is overgrown, it hasn't ever been power washed, but yet I'm supposed to have the property in tip-top shape. So, and also you say the cameras, I'm sorry, I'm gonna vent here for a moment.
We got another College Park.
And then you say the cameras or the grants or whatever. I applied for a grant to replace the whole shopping center. I have several emails from the city manager who should probably be here. And I was under the impression that I was getting the money because my dad was still alive at the time, and I'm still paying the contractor off for replacing the center, and I was supposed to receive the money for it.
Some, not all.
Yeah, some of it, so that I can continue to redo the parking lot or paint the single parcel or add flowers or do whatever, like we've started and we want to, but
help us to be able, because we can't do it on our own.
But how is it that, you know, I know the community center is owned by a different entity. How is it that all of these places that the city owns that are coming up and look fabulous, like Rhode Island Avenue, I mean, I see all the work, I grew up here, but it's changed so much, but, you know, our little corner is all on us.
Yeah.
Sure.
You know, so.
No, I mean, points.
I have one more question about the parking.
Okay.
Enforcement. So for businesses that have that are using their
The tenants are using the spaces that are the registered.
Will the county come or the city come and tow them away?
No, they will not. I have contracted with, I've actually contracted with a local towing company that signs up.
Right now, what's being looked at is like the regulations for rental properties and for homeowners. Not for commercial properties, so that's not being looked
I
at.
would be happy if we would have come and
take the
No,
cars
they
that are
won't, because
supposed to be there.
And there's cars that aren't supposed to, I mean,
Listen.
that might be an effect that we're not necessarily thinking of. Second or third order effect, people are starting to park on your lot at night because they don't wanna pay for a parking permit. So these are, right up until right now, I didn't consider that. So, I do wanna give my colleague a chance, and I am mindful that it's 9. So if everybody needs to, like, if you guys gotta go, I completely understand. But I'm also happy to stick around for just a couple minutes. But let me just, Councilmember Hugh and I both represent this district, so I just wanna pass it to him, and then I will leave the place open here, and we can just have a conversation afterwards. But Alan?
Thank you. As to address some of the landlord and rental issues, I've started up a conversation that I've learned from going to these conferences that other university towns are doing to address rental issues. I would like to see our city limit the amount of rental licenses we give out and have a stronger system for non-compliance, point system where 3 strikes, some instances like overcrowding, 2 strikes, and you lose your license. And it's not transferable or anything. So that will get the attention of landlords who are non-compliant, who are absentee landlords that let their property go into blighted situations, to be a little more aware of the fact that they can lose their license. We haven't strengthened our policies in years, and I think this would be a way of addressing those issues. So we're still in discussion with this. It's just something that'll take a while to come up.
Michelle.
I do want to share that I've actually brought legislation to Councilmember Hernandez, and we are working on it. A couple of pieces we're trying to see based on the county code, what is going to work for Prince George's County. I'd like to make sure that we have stricter policies on Airbnbs or short-term rentals. So that's something we're looking at with reference to the rental licenses, and then also rental licenses in general. And people don't know. People have no idea if a house is a rental. Sometimes you do because you can see the traffic, but sometimes you don't really know. And then if it is a rental, sometimes you don't even know who the owner is. So all those are things that concern us. We see them as problematic. So we are trying to figure out ways to figure out how to hold people accountable when they're not good landlords, when they're not good renters. And so just to put that out there, I'm hoping I can share more about that in the next couple of months.
Listen, folks, it's 9 o'clock. I want to thank you all. I do want to make sure that you all understand that this is a continuing discussion that will happen throughout the next couple of months, and I'm going to ask for comments. I ask for you guys to participate, go to meetings, and send in an email, right? Because your input's going to matter significantly as to what the future of College Park looks like. And that's not just for this issue, but this is just what's really active right now. I do want to make sure that I recognize the interns that have been helping me out here to make sure that either it's online or just helping set up in general, or just providing points and ideas for this agenda. I want to thank the business owners that are here, and most of all, I want to thank the elected officials and people that came and were a part of this group. But also, I want to thank you, the residents and the new College Parkers who care, right? You care, you're civically participating, and you gave your time up tonight. Thank you so much. You're more than welcome to chill out, get some drinks, but this ends the formal program. Thank you.
Was talking about rewilding. May I get your contact information? My wife and I have been wanting to rewild our yard, and I'd love to get your Can we open up the platform then? Usually residents over by, I work So I literally work background. Hey, let me put some music. Yeah, no, it's,
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, everybody who's online.